a fabulous Friday. I'm so happy you're here. How's everybody doing? You ready for the weekend? I know you are. Well, I'm ready for a very special show, and we're kicking things off just a little bit differently this morning with stories that are all Cobb, because guess what? Please welcome Daily Blast Live co-host Erica Cobb. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Y'all, Christine, I am so excited to be here. Like, I love you guys.
Yay.
Every time I come here, it's such a warm welcome. I appreciate you so much.
Well, speaking of last time you were here, I think we figured out it was definitely pre-COVID, as I like to say, right?
Yeah.
COVID, before COVID. And we had so much fun, and I love watching you guys on Daily Blast Live. We're gonna get to kind of the camaraderie and season 6 in just a minute, but most importantly, you're here from Denver.
Yes.
So tell me what you were doing in town, and we want to get all the scoop.
Last night I went to the Sheen Magazine Award show, so it was like just such a great extension of celebration of excellence. And so, yeah, we were hanging out around Atlanta. Love this city.
Yes.
And did a little red carpet and interviews and all of that. So, yeah, I mean, shout out to Sheen and to Jean and Neville. And my guy, Jure, because we always talk about Jure, our makeup artist, and he's here with me, so it's awesome.
I got to meet him, so it's incredible. And talk about season 6, because I was just telling her before the show, you know, it is a huge accomplishment in this business to get renewed, much less now for 6 seasons. Congratulations, and talk about really what we can expect, because you know it's hard to improve upon something that's already so great. But I know, you know, being in this business, we try to think of ways to touch our audience in new and different ways. So, so how's that going to be for this season?
Well, first of all, Christine, we're just trying to keep up with you, because
please,
our 6 seasons. How long you been here?
Oh, well, it's on 14. This is my 14th year.
Yes.
I'm doing it till I'm in my 90s.
We trying to get to where you at, okay? Yeah, Daily Blast Live has been such an amazing, what we were calling almost like DBL University, because we were learning so much from one another. We grew so much in the past 6 years, because we've really become a family.
Yes.
Most of the co-hosts moved to Denver. I happen to be the only one who was there from the beginning. And so we hang out offset all the time. We've had DBL babies.
Yeah.
Now I haven't had. I'm like, we had DBL babies.
Right.
We all.
We
well, they
all
are our
collectively,
babies.
yes.
Yeah. So you know, we're growing as families. We're growing as a team. We have all these guests that are coming on, and they're so excited to be there. Our reputation is starting to precede us in the most
100%.
positive ways.
Yes.
Like, what more can you ask for?
You get some big names, and speaking of big names, I have to laugh because Jerry Springer, a lot of people might not know, but you have kind of a connection with him, and I do as well. He was one of my first people that I interviewed here in the studio, and so every season of his show and now his new show, he comes on, and a lot of people may not know. He's very accomplished and just a wonderful guy. So tell me your connection.
Yeah, so our boss, Bert Dubrow, actually kind of discovered Jerry. So they are super close. And so Jerry's been on our show before. I have another connection with Jerry because when I was in Chicago, I worked in the building that he lived in.
Oh my gosh.
So I was interning, and I would go and like, I'd be outside, and he's like, why are you always outside? And I'm like, I'm getting a package. And he's like, it's cold and you don't have a coat on. So apparently he's also very paternal.
Yes, he is.
Like,
yes,
yes.
For sure.
But he's gonna be on our show on Monday and Tuesday, so the season premiere on September 12th and 13th, and he is going to be guest hosting with us, so I can't wait to reconnect with him.
That is awesome. And talking about big names, who has been, I know it's probably hard, like choosing a favorite child, but I'm sure you have one of those interviews that's top of mind, that somebody that you really connected with, maybe you got more from them than you thought you would, and that's always a great feeling when you're hosting and you're talking to somebody famous.
Yeah, you know, there's so many. The first person who comes to mind is Kelly Rowland, because she's been such a role model for me, especially as a Black woman, the way that she conducts herself. So she was always very special. We also had Kim Fields actually come to the studio and guest host for a few days.
She's wonderful.
And just growing up, like really modeling after so many examples that she put out there, it was like, it was really a moment where I felt very proud
Yeah.
to be sitting there.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you say your role is? Because getting back to what I was talking about at the top of the show, I love watching you, 2 p.m. right here on 11 Live.
Yes.
Because you may agree to disagree with your co-hosts, and you do it with such poise and grace, and you may go at it on a topic, but at the end of the day, you really have a respect for one another.
Yeah. That's what trust is. You know, when you think about your most intimate interpersonal relationships, you give each other grace to be able to
Yes.
disagree
Amen.
and then come back and be like, this is what I'm coming from, like this is where I'm coming from. I understand where you're coming from. We may never get there to agree, but I'm going to give you the space and room to express yourself.
Yes.
And that's what we have as a team at DBL. It's the trust that we're going to not necessarily agree, but we're always going to like each other. We're always going to love each other, even if we don't like each other in the moment. And
Right.
that happens.
And that happens.
It's like siblings, okay?
100%. Yes. But you can see that. And I want to mention before we run out of time, tell me about your podcast, Come Back with Erica Cobb. I love a good comeback story.
Thank you. Come Back with Erica Cobb is available now on the Ebony Podcast Network, covering Black America. I actually have a really great guest this week. Her name's Melody Holt. She's from Love and Marriage, Huntsville, for people who are fans on the
Yeah.
OWN network. Just a really great, transparent sit down because their show premieres tomorrow as well.
Fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad you're not going anywhere, young lady. Season 6 of Daily Blast Live kicks off September 12th, right here, as I mentioned, on 11 Alive, 2 p.m. Don't miss that first week. We have guest host Mary Lou Henner and a special guest, as she mentioned, Jerry Springer, and you can learn more about the show. Just go visit them online. It's dailyblastlive.com. And we're going to have her stick around. Thank you for doing that for our segment of Have You Heard? And Kara's going to join us then, so I can't wait. All right, well, don't go anywhere, because if you're looking for a welcoming place where individuals and families can play and connect, then look no further. Coming up, discover all of the hidden treasures to be found at your local Y. That is next.